Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. And I wanted to start with this. I thought it was a great post coming from Hanks. I've seen too much. Been following closely what's going on with this technology and the financial system for the last 5 years. There's not a soul on this planet that could convince me I'm making a bad decision investing into crypto. I'll wait as long as it takes, 100%. And that's how you gotta look at this. Because if you know what you're holding and you understand what these cryptocurrencies are built for, and I'm not just talking about XRP, I'm talking about XLM, XDC, QNT, Algo, IOTA, Casper, HBAR. If you understand what they're built to do, you could see the future already. You could see how the new financial system is coming together in real time right now. RBC partners with Toronto Regional Real Estate Board. Here comes the Canadian tokenized real estate. And that's the same thing that's happening here in the United States. It's happening in other countries as well. Because we know the real estate market is falling apart. The bubble is going to burst. And when it does, I think the way they're going to put everything back together is through tokenization. Tokenization is great because it allows people to start with a little bit of money and invest in things that they could normally not invest in. And it goes even beyond real estate. You could be buying tokenized assets that are tied to making a movie. You could buy tokenized assets or pieces of maybe a Lamborghini. I don't know. It's going to be tied to so many things. Because once tokenization really picks up, we're going to see trillions and trillions of dollars in value coming to these networks over time. But I do believe they are definitely going to fix the real estate market through tokenization. I see that the same people who say Ripple isn't committed to XRP say Brad's tattoo is fake. Do you know how many times I heard people say Brad's tattoo is fake? Well, take a listen to it coming from Brad himself.
You know, the highest high, which admittedly was in and of itself an emotional roller coaster, and I have a tattoo referencing it on my left shoulder. July 13th, 2023, the court decision was issued by Judge Torres in the United States versus Ripple, and I guess to some degree Brad Garlinghouse. I mean, there are 3 cases really: one against me, one against Chris, and one against Ripple.
And that was when we got clarity for XRP. And Brad got the tattoo. But you know, people, why would you get a tattoo if you're not committed to XRP? Ripple is 100% committed to XRP. Stablecoins are geographically agnostic per Ripple Labs. Would we still need a cross-bridge currency? What I think stablecoins are going to do is it's going to open up the doors to the banks for Ripple. That's what that stablecoin is all about. But don't take it from me. Take it from the CEO of Uphold. Take a listen.
If you're going in and talking to a major bank to adopt XRP as a way of moving value, it's going to be so much easier to talk about a stablecoin. You know, banks don't employ people who understand crypto. But for them to understand a stablecoin, it's going to make it a much easier sell, I think, to get adoption.
Certainly.
One of the most important.
So there you have it. And that's what I think Ripple's seen a while ago. And that's why they're going to launch their new stablecoin. The stablecoin gets them in the door at the banks. I still think you're going to need XRP to provide liquidity and work as a bridge for stablecoins as well. It's going to lead to us getting rich either way, and it's also going to lead to mass adoption over time. Ripple CTO David Schwartz reveals how he bought 40,000 ETH during Ethereum ICO. So here's what David said. I knew Vitalik. He invited me to participate. I wanted to support him. so went in for 20 Bitcoin. I didn't really ask any questions. It got me 40,000 ETH. I thought of it as helping an acquaintance. You know, back then crypto was still early, and I'm sure David said to himself, hey, this kid's asking me for money, let me help him out. And as many of you know, I sold 40,000 ETH at about $1 to put solar panels on a house I no longer own. That ETH was worth over $100 million shortly after. David said that as well. But people will FUD all over this as we push ahead. They'll say, look, David Schwartz even has more faith in Ethereum than he has in XRP. But that's not what David is saying here at all. But you'll see video after video come out about this. And all it is David explaining what happened. Many central banks are racing to roll out digital national currencies. Experts expect the trend to witness profound growth in 2024, with an increasing number of nations likely to formally launch their CBDCs. That comes from Smoke as well. And that's what's happening right now. Every single country is rushing to get their CBDC out there. Once they start to go live all around the world, we are going to see a transformation happen from the current financial system towards the new financial system. The good thing is that the US is still lagging behind, in my opinion, and most likely we're going to see how this plays out in other countries before it happens here in the United States. Ripple will be the settlement infrastructure of the new financial system. Again, coming from Smoke. So you see PayPal, applications, banks, Bank of America, Merrill Lynch. Then you see standards and governance. And you see SWIFT, network rules, SWIFT, ACH, message and format and routing, SWIFT, ACH, settlement infrastructure built on Ripple technology. And that's where we are headed. Confidential institutional investor presentation citing Ripple as B2B enterprise services and infrastructure. Take a listen.
It's a very well-developed ecosystem at this point. There are literally thousands of real companies with real teams building real applications on this innovation and technology. And that's what we focus on. We're not investing in speculative, tradable pairs, tokens, that traders can trade. We're investing in real teams using this technology to build real products and services and solutions.
They want real world use cases. They don't want speculation. You know, we see so much speculation because we're retail investors. We even tend to speculate some ourselves. But when it comes to the institutional mindset, they have to see the facts. And when you see institutional players getting involved with Ripple time and time again, that tells you that the product is real. The technology we're investing in is real. Ripple partner Modular Finance is one of the few non-banks to be directly connected to the Bank of England, which allows them to settle funds at the central bank. You know, Modular is out there absolutely killing it as well, putting more and more rails in place. Together with payments platform Modular, we look forward to providing faster, simpler, cross-border payments experience for customers on RippleNet into the UK and Europe. The rails were put in place over time. I was talking about this back in 2022 when we were in one of the worst years in crypto, and I was trying to point it out to people back then. A massive network is forming. Now we're almost at the finish line because almost all the rails are already put in place today. Forrest Gump approach. Take a listen to Great Kid.
How did you go from Bike Messenger to Federal Reserve to Ripple to now running for Congress?
Wow, I must be at the wrong conference. I thought I was here for the Federal Reserve. But from listening to the presentations, there's something else going on here. Look, it has been a Forrest Gump story and walk. I did go from working for the Federal Reserve, which was, you know, the deep state, to a poker game with other deep state players. like from Google and Visa, and they talked about this new company. There was no Bitcoin company, but there was a company called Ripple. Google actually invested in it. And it was like the Bitcoin ledger, but with 2 extra columns in the spreadsheet, one for the issuer and one for the currency. And thank you to Arthur Brito and David Schwartz for educating me about what the future looked like. And I got to go from history world at the Federal Reserve to the whole new universe that XRP and Ripple brought. Taking something, which was an innovation, Bitcoin, and making it something that could apply to every form of value in the world. And Chris Larson talked about
every form of value in the world. And what he's seen was the future. And that's what I seen the day I invested in XRP. And there was so much speculation back then. You had little bit of announcements here and there, how this bank is looking to work with Ripple and that bank. But now look at where we are today. The future is right now. It's happening right now in real time. And that's why I'm so focused on XRP. It's the same reason I'm trying to get people to get invested in XRP all the time. Because once you see it, there's no going back. XRP is the oil necessary to put a dent in the universe. Take a listen to what Brad says here.
He really kind of introduced this idea of this internet of value and how if for that to exist, you need certain oil in that engine to grease the system so that it can work. And XRP, the digital asset that Ripple has kind of standardized on, if you will, extremely fast, extremely low cost, and it could be an interesting use case for that. So, I think there's going to be lots of cryptos that win. You and I have talked about that before. Yeah. I think there'll be different use cases and different protocols and different technologies that will win. But his vision and kind of what he talked about and bridging the kind of traditional financial world with this next generation, at the time we weren't calling it Web3, it really appealed to me. One last thing I'll say about this that I think is something I thought about. I don't think there's that many times in your life where you get to do something where you really can, to borrow a Steve Jobs expression, put a dent in the universe. There have been a couple of times in my career where I feel like I've had that opportunity, but it's pretty rare, it's pretty unique. And when I thought about what Ripple is trying to do, it's one of these kind of audacious things of like, okay, we're going to enable an internet of value. We're going to build systems to catalyze that future vision. It's definitely one of those things you're like, okay, if we do that, that's going to change the way some of these systems operate. And you're going to feel like, I helped put a dent in the universe. And there's something.
We know XRP is going to put a dent in the universe. Think about what XRP can do. It can move any form of value, no matter what it is. It can move the value of gold. It can move the value of oil. It can move the value of a country's currency. And that is what we are invested in. And anybody who's going to downplay it and say, well, based on previous market caps and previous cycles, XRP is never going to achieve this price point or that price point. I think all those people are totally wrong at this point, because we're starting to see something change. And what it is it's utility flushing the toilet on the rest of crypto. That's what's going on. Because when it's all said and done, the only thing we're going to be left with is utility. Warning, crypto police alert, the kind of wild speculation I love by Brad Garlinghouse. I'm assuming after fighting the SEC, he's not afraid of the crypto Gestapo, which says you aren't allowed to talk like this. 10X, 100X, anyone? Take a listen to this right here.
It's inevitable. And it's inevitable that, right now we're talking about is $2.5 trillion. Look, do I think this is an easy 10X over the next 5 to 10 years? Yeah, no problem. That doesn't freak me out when I say that at all.
Like that's conservative. If you
that feels safe.
Safe.
I mean, to the earlier conversation around asymmetric returns, is there a chance that it's 100x in that time frame? It feels aggressive, but I don't know. Like I think that many people in the United States, particularly, don't understand what it would be like to have lived in Argentina and have the Argentinian peso devalued effectively to zero multiple times in my lifetime. Why would you hold that currency?
We don't realize that could become us.
What Brad just said there is what's happening in the United States right now. First off, he's talking about the crypto market cap as a whole, doing a 10x, maybe even 100x. And at the same time, as we're watching the US dollar get devalued, people are going to run to something else. The same reason why you see a lot of people running to gold and silver. Well, a lot of people are going to run to crypto as well. And we're going to watch that happen even as we push ahead. Because they're rushing to the bottom of the US dollar, in my opinion. And, you know, I'm expecting a very exciting time ahead for anyone that holds crypto. And it doesn't even have to necessarily be XRP. It could be any utility-driven cryptocurrency is what I'm saying. Because I see utility as the future. And if you're invested in XRP, you definitely should be diversifying as well. Because I think we're going to see a lot of different new use cases over time on different networks that can offer passive income. Maybe you could borrow against that crypto, pay it off with passive income you're getting from your XRP. Because I think the sky is the limit as we push it ahead with technology. We don't even know what's coming next. We don't even know what the next big thing in crypto is going to be yet. Right now it's tokenization, custody, AI. But then the next big thing could be something totally different and unexpected. What I'm telling you is, as long as you're in crypto, there's going to be so much excitement as we go forward. And I want to share that excitement with all of you. But until it happens, you got to stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.